cinematography. I would do these photo essays of the protests and, the police brutality as well. And then, I found out it was easier to hand in a photo essay than to write a paper. And then I found my voice. And then also I found my greatest teacher, Mother Nature. I started to film nature, and she taught me everything about lighting, composition, color, texture, how to live a sustainable life.
Yeah, but filmmaking is about so much more than point and shoot. And I find that because we all have a camera in our phone today, a lot of us consider ourselves photographers and filmmakers, but there's a lot more to it. You hold a number of world records. You continuous time lapse for over 3 decades. You filmed it in the studio using miniature sets. This is amazing.
Yeah, so when I graduated, I didn't have much money to shoot 35 millimeter movie film. Back then, the only people who shot 35 was like commercials or big feature films. So I pioneered time lapse, where you shoot like one frame every 5 minutes, one frame every half hour, getting mushrooms and plants to grow. And that way it would take me a month or more to shoot a 4-minute roll of film, because even back then it was $100 a minute for film development processing. So I pioneered time-lapse cinematography, which nobody had done before on 35 millimeter movie film.
That's amazing. You're no stranger to Houston or KHOU. In fact, you had done some time-lapse work for us.
Yeah, I'm really proud to say that back in the, early 90s, we did a promo shoot for Houston. Great. There's some of the aerials we did, because back then, your regular ENG crews weren't able to do gyro-stabilized aerials or time-lapse. And to be able to see, time-lapse, even for people that are local in Houston, to see their skyline look like that. And I got to tell you, it was so bizarre to shoot that skyline shot, which just went by, because I was from the rooftop of the prison. And I remember going in through the prison inside to get to the rooftop, and I would see this beautiful Emerald City and this gorgeous view, and then the contrast between where I was standing and what was beneath my feet was really dramatic.
Yeah, and that's something a filmmaker would notice. You're right, the confines of a prison, and yet the freedom of that whole city skyline there. The first film that you made, Journey to Freedom.
Yeah, that was the first film I made at UCLA, and what I did was I shot kids playing on the playground. That was that was my part-time job, was being like a playground instructor. And what I noticed was the kids were always fighting and arguing, foursquare, dodgeball. And then I filmed kids just playing in nature. And you don't have those rules of people that are in or out. And I kind of, contrasted the two to